Everybody, welcome to Cooking with D. How everybody doing on today? It's cold outside, guys. Can't do too much on today. And look what I found in my freezer. If you don't know what this is pork fat, okay? Now what we do with this is we make something called hog crackling. This is usually done outside in the big black pot where the men in the family usually just take all the pork belly fat and just render it off until it gets to a hog crackling. It's a cross between a chip and a cracker, okay? So now, I'm not outside, like I said, it's cold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to render this fat off on in the house, in my pot. And I'm going to make my own hog crackling for today, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this old pot I got right here and just put my pork fat in there and let it cook off. I'm gonna start off on a medium heat, let the fat render off. I'm gonna just drop that fat in that pot, that pork render off. All right, just like that. And when you're cutting your fat strips, you want to cut them about this 1.5 inches long so they'll be able to curl up. Now after I get that done, I'll come back. I'm going to go start working on my seasoning for my hog crackling. I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Alright guys, now we cooking with fire. See all that grease at the bottom of that pot? That pork fat is rendering off, okay? We're going to keep this on a medium heat and we're going to let it do what it do. Alright, now this is going to take a while because we're cooking it on top of the stove, but we're going to get the same result. Alright everybody, y'all see how she curling up? She curling up. She's beginning to be some crackling. Look at that brown on there. Look at that brown on there. Alright, we're still working. This is going to take some time, guys. Okay, my cookmates, we back, and as you can see, my pork fat is turning brown, and we have the curl on it, okay? So, and you see all of that grease that's forming at the bottom of that pot? What I've done is reduce the heat under the pot, and I'm just going to let it cook on the low, okay? And once I render off most of that fat, I'm going to turn my heat back up under that pot. And then we'll be almost done. Alright, somebody said, we getting there. We working. We getting there. Y'all see all of that grease? Alright. So, what I've done now is I've turned my heat back up under the pot. And I'm just going to let her finish browning off. Alright. Now, I don't want my cracklings really that hard. So I'm not going to fry them that hard. Alright. You know, I'm just not going to fry them that hard, y'all. I like to chew them a little bit, okay? All right. All right, y'all. Can y'all hear the sizzles? All right, now you see what's happening to these cracklings? You see how they're popping up? That's why they call hog cracklings, because they begin to pop once they start cooking really well in that grease. Now, somebody might be saying, well, Miss D, what you gonna do with all the rest of that grease? Well, guess what? We gonna save that grease, y'all. We done rendered off this fat. We gonna use it for something. Y'all see that? Well, I'll be. They look like some crackling, y'all. Man, yeah, chef, because that's what they is. Right here on top the stove, guys, okay? So if y'all got on V for some crackling and y'all don't want to go pay $15 a pound, go ahead on and get y'all some, go to the slaughterhouse and get y'all some, ask them people for some pork fat, okay? They're going to give y'all some pork fat with some skin on it. You bring that back to your house and you make your own crackling. Yes, just like this. All right? We still working. All right, y'all. Our cracklings are all done. See that? I want y'all to shh. Listen. Do y'all hear that? They popping. Hog cracklings made right on top the stove, y'all. Now, I told y'all I was working on my seasoning. So in the meantime, between time, that's what I was doing. So all I'm going to do right now is sprinkle a little bit of my seasoning on top of them hog crackling. Give them a little shake up. And I'm going to taste. All right. Shake up. Look at that. Look at that. Look. Look at that. How pretty. Guys. Cookmates.